hearing this?
Anybody hear that?
How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect?
Well, we're back.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome to the Jurassic Park podcast. I'm your host, Brad Jost, and we're here to discuss all things Jurassic, including the movies, TV shows, music, toys, and more. Welcome, everybody, to episode 400. That's a pretty big number, if you ask me. I've said it before, and I will absolutely say it again. I'm just happy we got past 8 episodes. And here we are at 400 with no end in sight. It really means a lot to me to be sitting here still after all of these years, recording episode 400, leading up to our 10th anniversary of the podcast. You know, that's a whole lot of production, a whole lot of work, and obviously some help from amazing community members and all of the listeners out there. It's been an island of people that have helped to push this podcast past any mile markers that it's made along the way. And, you know, I'm still here just recording for you guys, for all of you out there, all the listeners. But more importantly, I'm not just recording for you. I'm recording because of you. So thank you so much for all the love and support over the years, the reviews on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, downloading the show, listening to any episode out there, watching any of our videos, the newsletter, or just watching a live stream. Anything on our social media, just giving it a follow. We appreciate it so much, and I appreciate it. It really means a ton to me. So this is all because of you, so thank you. You know, we've got a new movie coming out this year, Jurassic World Rebirth. There's certainly going to be more video games to discuss, new music from whatever composer that they have unannounced so far for the new movie. We're going to have new toys, obviously new collectibles and stuff, and new experiences to be had, hopefully. So 2025, I think, is it's on its way to be another record year for the podcast and for the fan community. So let's go ahead and give it hell and get this thing started. In episode 400, Jay Jurassic returns to ring in 2025 and sift through all the plans, all the things that we can experience and hope for this year in Jurassic. You know, there's a few things that we actually know for sure. Not a ton, but we know that there's a lot yet to be discovered. So I do think you will enjoy this very long look at what 2025 has to offer Jurassic fans. And initially, this was going to be split up into probably like a two-parter. But I sat down to edit and do my notes, and I was like, you know what? Since it's episode 400, let's go ahead and just push the entire thing out there. So it was like 2 hours of recording. So I figured let's just go big. Let's do it for 2025. But one quick thing I did want to mention before we start here is, since we're celebrating and all, I wanted to mention that Jay Jurassic first joined the show back in July of 2016. And I think we were discussing, it was like a special update bonus episode where we were talking about Hasbro losing the Jurassic World license. That was a major milestone I think for the show, for the podcast itself, because I think I was one of the first people to notice that, pushed an article outline. Jay was there, pushed an article online, and Jay was there to discuss it with me. So that was really, really awesome. And our first episode of so many, I have no idea how many we've recorded over the years, but we've done. We did a documentary, like a television documentary together for the Reels Network, myself and Jay. We've gone to events together. We've done so much, and it's great to always just sit down and talk Jurassic with Jay after however long it's been since we last discussed it. So it's been a long time, and I'm so glad that Jay's still around to chat with after all these years on the podcast. But of course, while you're listening to this episode, please hit us up on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram to continue the conversation from this episode. And please go check out our live streams over on YouTube, discussing all of the latest Jurassic news from around the world, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. EST. Also, please go check out my newsletter for all things Jurassic, any kind of movies, TV, my other podcasts and thoughts and appearances. Please go find the link to the newsletter at JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Stephen Ray Morris and his podcast, See Jurassic Right. I had the chance to go on there recently and discuss all of the latest images and information and articles with thoughts from like David Koepp and such. And we were theorizing, speculating, just talking about our love for the franchise. It was an awesome, awesome episode. I love chatting with Steven about the franchise, and we can go on, for hours as well. So please go check out See Jurassic Right. I'll put the link to the episode in these show notes, and certainly go check out Steven's pages all over the place on social media. You'll find the links there as well. But it is time, so let's go ahead and dive into the conversation between myself and Jay Jurassic as we uncover 2025, the year of Jurassic World Rebirth, and so much more.
Who's got some change? He takes quarters. I got a buck 10.
How'd you get it?
You don't want to know.
Her name, we got it.
Where did you get that?
I got it on eBay.
And they're expensive. Put them back.
He's a digger.
Muchacho, vete de luz!
I had promised to conduct a very thorough on-site inspection.
And get stuck in the sand.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I got it for $150,
But we'll pay it. And then there's the merchandise. And I can personally...
Donald, this park was not built to cater only for the super rich.
that first park was legit.
I could write all kinds of numbers on this check.
I remember that on InGen's list.
It's because it wasn't on their list.
This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber.
But in all honesty, too, if you look at messages on posts and stuff like that, half the people don't even know there's a new movie coming out.
Yeah, man.
I talk to clients all the time, and they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's starring Scarlett Johansson." Like, really? And I'm like, "Yeah." How do you guys know all about Superman, but don't know this film's coming out too? Like, what is going on?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been such an interesting, turn of events over 2024, and I found it funny. I didn't listen back. I meant to listen back to our recording, but I feel like actually I do have the notes, so maybe I wrote something on here from our notes from last year. But no, there's actually, so far there was, looking through here, there's nothing about a movie. Because we had recorded in early January or late December or something. And at that point, the only thing we really had like concrete evidence of, I think, was probably Chaos Theory and Jurassic Park not Rebirth, Survival. So we had known about those things because Survival, Survival was just like announced like earlier in December. So that was really fresh to talk about and speculate and stuff. And we were probably just like, if a movie happens, who knows, in the future sometime, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But like we had nothing to go off of. And the funny thing was that like literally like a month later, it was like, boom, here's movie news to talk about. But like it's still, like you're saying, it still stayed in like the circles of the fan communities and film communities and stuff like that. But I think right now, prior to any trailers or anything like that, now is the time when people will start to hear about it. It's 2025, and like there's a bunch of articles and things coming out right now from like publications or whatever that are saying, here's our top 50 movies for 2025. So a lot of those are hitting the circuit right now, and Jurassic World Rebirth is on every one of those. So I think people will start to find out, and then hopefully very soon the entire world will know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they just popped out with one. It was it Variety?
Variety,
magazine?
had one.
Yeah,
out.
Variety. Yeah. And it was like the first image was Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson in the long grass.
Yeah. Even the main account, had Instagram shared that, the story or whatever. So yeah, I think it's still like a subtle thing for a lot of people, but I think this year it'll be huge. Obviously, they always are, right? They're always $1 billion movies, but it's going to be interesting though to have it surrounded by Superman and Fantastic Four, in that area. They're all going to be in that same month. So I don't know how that's going to go Because if you have, I think Superman 2025, let's see, what date does that come out? That comes out
July 11th, I think.
July 11th. So you've got literally just 1 week basically there to get what you need out of the box office. Let's see, how many days exactly?
That's crazy.
So July 2nd is a Wednesday. So they are going to be opening early for Jurassic World Rebirth. So you will probably be able to see that Tuesday, maybe Monday even. There's a possibility, with the early previews. I don't know. Sometimes they do it early. So you do have, almost 2 full weeks there of box office. You've got that first week and then that weekend, and then you've got the next entire week until you get to that probably Wednesday or so when Superman starts to hit. So let's just say a week fully, like maybe give or take a day or so. So it's going to get cannibalized pretty quickly though. Like with Superman being on that 11th, it's going to get, I don't know. I think that movie is going to draw in a lot of people. Like it's going to be, and you like DC stuff, right? So how excited are you for Superman over something like Jurassic World?
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we are recording.
Oh. I'm just gonna say it this way.
Hey, tell me how you would say it when we're not recording. Hey Jay, we're not recording right now. How? What do you think? What's your excitement level? Because I'll be honest with you, I'll be honest. Like I made a makeshift kind of thing on Letterboxd. The Letterboxd is where I make a ton of lists and I rank and log every movie that I watch. And I made a list for 2025. And I thought, you know what? All right, here's my prediction list. And I do this every year. And most of the time it's wildly off. But I still like to do a little prediction list. And I'm trying to think, when did I don't know if I have the prediction list for that far, but so 2022. That's when Jurassic World Dominion came out. I actually, I think I had that at number 2. But my predictions, I had it at number 4. So I had put Avatar ahead of it into Jurassic World Dominion, Avatar, the second one, whatever it was called, Thor, Love and Thunder, which didn't pan out for me as I wanted it to, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And then I put Jurassic World Dominion. So it came in above expectations for me that year. And this year, I don't know, I kind of like with Jurassic movies to lower my expectations a little bit. When it comes to like a prediction list. And so I lowered them down a little bit. This year I realized, all right, there's a lot of things that I'm very hyped
looking
about.
Forward to.
I'm very much looking forward to, or at least think, man, these are going to be ranked really high. And then I also, I had to take some things into consideration that this is like, at this point in time right now in January 2025, we really we know stuff about this movie, right? We know
a little bit,
a little bit via the synopsis that came out and some articles and constant talk from Gareth Edwards or Scarlett Johansson or David Koepp, been talking about it and his his thoughts and how like the tone that they're going for. So, but there are other things that I've heard about that make me not as interested, that I'm like, I don't know. And I'm kind of not, I don't want to say concerned, but like, it's like if things go the worst possible route, I want to be prepared in a way. If things go down this rabbit hole that I'm not interested in seeing, I need to be prepared. I have high expectations for this movie. Don't get me wrong. But
so do I.
With some things that are just, lingering in the back of my mind, I'm getting a little worried about some aspects of the movie. Won't tell you what those aspects are. Maybe I'll tell you off air, but I won't. I won't mention it on the podcast here. But so that being said, since I asked you the question, I'm just going to ramble for 20 minutes before I actually get your answer. But I have it right now as I'm assuming this is going to land at my number 7 spot for 2025.
Oh,
Of my favorite films of the year. I've got 6 other films ahead of that. So yeah, there's a lot of excitement, don't get me wrong. And this is still top 10, but like I'm lowering my expectations a little bit because I'm so unsure about what that product is going to be.
Mhm. I feel you on that. I do love the casting for this movie. I love that David Koepp is the the one that wrote it, penned it. I love that Gareth Edwards is directing it because that was my fan casting choice for director. That was my number one when they said they were going to make this movie and they were looking for the director and they had this guy and that guy. Remember the mess that was? That was around April, March or something.
Yeah,
it was
a
we need a director. They're like, we need to start filming this movie in May or April. I don't even remember what it was, but it was really fast. And but they had said that David Koepp had written this for a while back, or it had already some time being written and rewritten and edited and whatnot. But I have those doubts as well because as much as I didn't hate Dominion but I loved a lot of aspects of Dominion, but then it's kind of left me where do we go from here kind of thing, And there was a lot of things that I was left with, well, I didn't like that choice or that choice. So where do we go from this film? And I like the synopsis, but do I feel that maybe the population, the moviegoers, are they ready to dive into Jurassic Park again after the last movie when it was everywhere that was the end? So now they made this other one. And it's well, are they rewriting wrongs or what's going on? That's where I have my skepticism. Yeah. I'm skeptic about what they're really going to bring into this one. Like I said, I like what I've seen so far, the photos and whatnot. The synopsis is a little, I don't know, it kind of sounds familiar in a way, but I don't really have a ranking for the movies next year. But I will tell you that even though I'm super cautious about it, it is still on the top of my list, probably number 1, number 2. I will tell you, going back to the question before, Superman is probably not that close on my list if I would put the movies on.
All right.
That's why I said are we recording? Because I am a Batman fan. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is what I'm looking forward to when they announce the new DCEU Batman. I like what Matt Reeves is doing with the Batman, and I loved what he did with the Penguin. That was an incredible show. But we're not going to get that for a while because it keeps getting pushed back. The Batman 2.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Superman goes, he was never one of my big heroes that I liked in DC. I just I don't dislike him, but he's not one that I'm really a big fan of. I don't have any of his comics. If you look at my comic collection, it's Batman, Ninja Turtles, Spawn, Spider-Man, stuff like that. My comics are all those guys. He's never been on my list of stuff to get, but I do want to see what he's gonna do with Superman. The trailer looks good and weird at the same time. It's they bunched up a lot of characters into that film when it's the film that we're being introduced to him, and I don't know. It feels a little weird. But again, we're coming off of the Superman I really loved was Henry Cavill, and that's a big debate in itself in the DC community.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. But Rebirth is pretty much up on my list, even though I'm very cautious about it. I'm going in there with the feeling of being disappointed. Unfortunately, I am, because I just some of the things like we said that we can discuss afterwards. Some of the things we've heard or here and there. Some of those choices I'm not too happy with.
There's one specifically that I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm happy with.
No.
So
don't. I know what choice you're talking about just by the laughter. That's not what I'm worried about. No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
All right. Not worried about that. Wow, that's great to hear. I am so excited to hear that from you.
Let's just put it this way: this certain choice has grown on me in the last year, where I have worked on a lot of stuff that revolves around that choice.
Wow, this is life-changing news to hear. Like, how long have we been doing this? We've been podcasting about these movies for, I forgot to add this to our list, but like, we'll be doing this for 10 years. I don't know if you were there. I forget when you came on board, but like, yeah, we've been doing this for 10 years, and I've been joking with you hardcore every episode about it. So it's like mind-blowing to kind of maybe see like a little change of heart. So I love that.
Yeah, let's not get carried away.
All right, let's not get carried away. That's funny. But yeah, so we have a lot of things that I think we can look forward to. Dominion. Rebirth is one of those things. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about it as we go on. But we're gonna follow this format kind of like we did last year, where we just go through and just look at a bunch of different random things that are occurring throughout the year, or could occur, or we hope to occur, and see what we can get out of it. And a lot of this is like speculation, because at this point in time, January 2nd, 2025, we don't know much about what Universal has planned, and that's the sad thing about recording like an episode like this about all the things available for 2025 is like we still don't really know, and Universal they have been like strangely quiet about so much over the past year since we learned about this new movie. So it's oddly quiet in regards to posting about the movie, in regards to revealing information, or whatever the case may be. There's so little to know officially out there. But we'll do our best to kind of walk our way through some of the different aspects. If we miss some things, let us know, and we'll talk about it in another episode or something. But I did want to start here. I just mentioned that we've got a 10-year anniversary, but Jurassic World. That's the reason. That's where the anniversary stems from for us. It's like Jurassic World came out in 2015. So there's the 10th anniversary of Jurassic World. The 10th anniversary for, I don't know, it might be bigger for us as fans than it is for like Universal, and for that film specifically. It is so huge for us, just to have 10 years of friendships and things that we've all made and created together, and things we've all been a part of and talked about in groups and different, it's pretty wild how much Jurassic World really changed a lot of our lives. And I know we always like to say like Jurassic Park changed our lives, but like Jurassic World really did it, was the catalyst that we all needed. So to have a 10-year anniversary is pretty huge, I think. And I think there's a lot that could come with that. I just don't know what those things are at this moment. I have no idea. And it's like over the past few years, we've never really understood, like, what is Universal going to do? Are they going to celebrate this or that? Actually in our last 2024 episode, I had there, the first thing that we talked about was the 30th anniversary. And at that point, it was like, my main question was, is it over? Like, are we still going? Like, do we know? Like, when does it stop? When does it go from the, June to June? Is it like just a calendar date thing? Like, does it end at December 31st? So particularly poor at like kind of relaying information like that about how we can celebrate. So in your eyes, like what do you want to see or what do you want to celebrate this year for Jurassic World? Is there anything you've been thinking about or want to do?
Well, definitely my number one is the toys. We gotta roll out the Jurassic World like aesthetic and style from that movie onto the toys. We've gotten a lot of Fallen Kingdom. We've gotten, the Indominus from Jurassic World, but we never got Claire in her white dress.
Yeah.
We don't have a figure of Lowry, there's figures that have been sprinkled here and there, but like it'd be really great for the anniversary, just like they did the JP30 line of toys. They should do an anniversary Jurassic World line of toys that get Masrani, Masrani, get Hoskins, I made my own Hoskins, like Mattel, catch up, because I would like a real Hoskins, but I'm kit bashing all these figures to make the ones that you haven't made. Like, come on. He's like the main villain in that movie, and we never got him. And how many times have collectors asked for Claire in the white dress? Like that's like her signature look in the first movie, and I think it's one of the best looks, honestly. And just I think the merchandise should, it's kind of hard because you're concentrating on one film coming out, and then you have another one that has anniversary, but maybe make it a limited line, that a couple of figures from that line with like, the Hammond collection aesthetic, but then how they had like it said like JP30 for Ray Arnold and Robert Muldoon and some of the dinosaurs that they came out for JP30.
Yeah,
they should do that with this line. They put Jurassic World 10, Jurassic World 10 like anniversary. I think it would sell really well and do really well, and keep in the, because it's going back to the reason that a lot of us have honestly become friends, and how the community has grown. There were a lot of Jurassic Park fans, but there was never this like cohesive like community that there was back then. Back then it was there, but it was small, and it just got real big with Jurassic World. Jurassic World opened up the doors for a lot of us to go back to our childhoods and relive that love that we had for these films. And then and the cool thing with that, we found a bunch of friends in this community with that. And it's so cool to just like at least recognize that, Universal. That is what I want. At least recognize the importance of 10 years of Jurassic World. You guys made a lot of money from this franchise. And the reason being is because we love this, and that film opened that door to that. And now you're making another one. So like pay homage. Like little respect to the
pay it back.
Property. Yeah,
look,
exactly.
I mean, look, if you're watching this on YouTube, just look at both of our beards, and they both have, streaks, very heavy streaks of gray. Sorry to shout you out like that, Jay, but we both have it in there.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch early videos or anything like that, it's probably not there because we've been doing it this long, like we've been talking about Jurassic World for 10 years now. And it's, I think the fandom deserves a little love for that movie. And hopefully more than just like, it's back in theaters or something, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle any of these things that we're going to talk about today, because there is a major movie coming out. And they did, when Fallen Kingdom came out, they did have the 25th. So it was obviously a bigger anniversary for Jurassic Park, but 10, it's not, not anything to shy away from. It's a big year. So,
oh yeah.
I don't know,
especially for the blockbuster that movie was. Like I remember posting a little video of it was Chris Pratt. He was doing like this, like he was always goofing around on set, and it's him doing like this dance, like this belly dance, and it was just cash like raining down behind him. And I remember posting that because Jurassic World, I think, crossed the $1 billion mark in like 5 days. that movie was a killer. Like it really just showed how much the moviegoers like hungered for a dinosaur movie, and especially a Jurassic Park one. And being that Jurassic Park is the staple for like dinosaur movies, you gotta show that love and give it back to the community as well, because we've shown how much we appreciate these movies and whatnot, you know. And now other studios, and I know you've probably heard some rumblings, there's a couple of dinosaur movies coming out in the next like this year. There's one, and then there's like another one supposedly maybe this year or next year. And so other studios are trying to catch that dinosaur. So we like if I was Universal, I would try to keep in that lane where we have the fans that are happy, and at the same time creating great movies and just, you know, make just keep it within that to keep that brand of Jurassic as the number one dinosaur one. Like, I'm not saying I'm not going to watch the other ones, but Jurassic is the one that I love. And if there's competitors, you gotta have that, like, that difference between that. You know what I mean? Like,
There's got to be for me. There's got to be something really, really intriguing about the dinosaur movie to really draw me in, because
exactly.
I'm so honed in on Jurassic and wanting those designs and those characters and that aesthetic that, like, that's really what I need and want from a dinosaur movie. So any other attempts, it's like I'll maybe check into it, or, you know, like, what was that one? What was it called now? The one with Adam Driver, 65. Like, I think interesting idea and premise. It didn't fully work for everybody, and but I think, you know, it was close. It was a decent attempt. I think they could have gone maybe different directions and really excelled, but it was an attempt. It just didn't really work, you know, fully.
Not for me.
Not for
That
you?
movie, oh my god, it was literally that. For me, that movie was that giant pile of poop that Ian Malcolm walks into. I love Adam Driver. He's a great actor. I've seen him in so many different things, and I've seen him in really bad movies too. There's one that he was a bus driver in Patterson. That movie is it's a snooze fest for me. But anyway, great actor, and I loved him in those Amazon commercials. Those were amazing. You know,
I don't even know those ones.
Oh, he actually reviews.
I think,
like,
I do know what you mean. Yeah. I think I do. I've seen. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good that I told my girlfriend, I'm just gonna write some reviews. Hopefully, Adam Driver will like read them out loud. Like, they were so good. But the movie itself, the designs was something that you just mentioned. The aesthetic of Jurassic is very important. And I feel that in Jurassic World, we lost a little bit of that with some of the aesthetic of the dinosaurs. And I remember talking to you about this like a while back. I think probably around Fallen Kingdom, I talked about it with you. And I was saying, like, I just didn't like how some of the dinosaurs were portrayed, like, drawn out. Like, you could see that they left the beautiful formula of Jurassic Park, Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3. Those three movies have that aesthetic down, jam-packed, perfect. When you go into Jurassic World, you already see some differences, but not so much as when you look at Fallen Kingdom. And some of them they brought back because of, like, fan uproar, like Rexy. Rexy did not look so much like Rexy in Jurassic World. And there is, like, some explanation to that she wasn't fed as much, blah, blah. And I feel that's just cop out sometimes from the people in the movies, like, oh, well, this is why. But then they made her, like, more bulkier in Fallen Kingdom. She looked perfect.
Oh yeah.
But there's other dinosaurs like the Allosaur. The Allosaur in Fallen Kingdom, I didn't like that design at all. And then the one for Battle at Big Rock, that one was great, you know? And you see kind of the evolution of designs a little bit within those dinosaurs. Like, one of the biggest differences, the raptors. The raptors in the Jurassic World films are, like, more full and, like, bulkier. And you see the ones in Jurassic Park, they're more like, they're skinnier. And they change where the eye is too. The eye is, like, more back, and they have more teeth coming towards this way, which doesn't make really sense. So keeping that aesthetic is very important. And when you go into a movie like 65 and those things don't look like dinosaurs, they look like mutations or like monsters, it takes you away from that immediately. If you make them look like dinosaurs, like if there was a movie that kept either the aesthetics of, like, feathered dinosaurs, or kept them like make them feathered, but they look like life on what was the one prehistoric planet, right?
Mhm.
You keep those type of designs and you write a good story, then it'll intrigue you because the dinosaur designs are beautiful. They're very well done.
Yeah.
But if you're making designs that look like monstrous type of things, it's not gonna. People will watch it, but fans like you and I that are used to these like very cool looking dinosaurs, it's gonna take you away from that, and you're not gonna like the movie overall. You know?
Yeah, I I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens with these other dinosaur movies and dinosaur
Yeah.
games. I remember watching the the Game Awards the other day and
Mm-hmm.
seeing that Saber Interactive and like I think it was the Universal logo came up together and I was like, oh, here we go. Here's more information on survival. And then it was a Turok game, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah.
You got me, guys. You
Mhm.
totally got me. So there's gonna be a lot of dinosaur stuff, and I think
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of content out there, Jurassic side, but there's gonna be a lot of other stuff to distract and make people wonder, like, what kind of dinosaur content do they really want to focus on? And if the
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic franchise goes this way, do I want to go with it, or do I want to go with whatever else? So it'll be really interesting.
It's also I do see like this hunger in the community for a game that I think survival is going to be the one to deliver it. As much fun as the park building games are, you build them for a little while, then you're kind of like, okay, what do I do from now? What do I do from here? And then you've seen videos where they have the dinosaurs battle it out or whatever, and that's as far as that game kind of goes. You don't really go. There's not much more to really do, but people have asked for an alien isolation type game with dinosaurs, and they tried to do that with that Oculus type game with the raptors, and it was all right, but the aesthetic, the look of it was very cartoony, didn't feel like what people wanted. And then we get survival, the trailer, and it's like that's what we want, and we
Yeah.
want to be able to explore the island. We want to be a lot of things that like. Did you ever play Jurassic Park the game, that Telltale game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was awesome, but it just felt like the fact that we couldn't explore the island on our own, that was a big like, ah, man, because there was so much cool stuff going around, and I would love to explore it. Plus, I don't want a game where I can just shoot and kill the dinosaurs like Turok.
Mhm.
As much as
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fun, it gets very monotonous and boring to me. I know there's
Uh-huh.
people out there that love first person shooters and like Fortnite and stuff like that. Uh, if I'm gonna have dinosaurs, yeah, well, yeah. I used to play. I used to play a lot of COD back in the day, but um, when it comes to dinosaurs, I want a game of strategy and intelligence. I want the AI to really be hunting down the player and keep you on your toes. Because if you're in a situation like that in real life and you're surrounded by raptors, raptors are smart and they're going to get you. So you have to be smarter than raptor. And just having always a gun is just very convenient. Like, not
Mhm.
everybody's going to have that in a survival situation. You're going to have to learn how to make fire, learn all these things. And in survival, from what I've heard, that's kind of the thing. Like you have some weapons, but you have to just keep kind of like evading the dinosaurs rather than interacting with them all the time because you will lose. And that's where I think like a game like that's going to be an incredible success. And I can't wait for it to come out. And there's a lot of games that mimic that in this moment. There's one that just came out that I've been watching on TikTok that's really good actually. It's called something Lost Tapes. I don't know if you've heard of it. And it's like these
Feel like I
dinosaurs in the
have.
dark.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Yes.
scary,
Dude,
man.
so
There's
scary. I always want to play that
yeah,
game because I keep seeing these
yeah,
dudes like
yeah.
completely freaked out, and it looks amazing. Like that's definitely something we want, I think.
Yeah, and I've seen the updated version of it because it like fully came out like maybe like a couple days ago or like I don't know when it was, but um they finally showed like a quick image of the Spinosaur and they showed the quick image of the T-Rex and they look fantastic. They look
Oh,
and the thing
nice.
is like you're watching everything like from like night vision, so their
Yeah.
eyes are glowing the entire time. They look monstrous. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
it's great. That's where we got to go. And that's where I feel
Yeah.
we've lost a little bit of that in the movies as well. And I feel like if we go that route where it's more like attention rather than substance in your face, when it's more like let your imagination run a little bit, like Spielberg did to us back when we were kids, when he made us, you heard a roar, you saw nothing, but you knew the threat was there.
Yeah.
That's the formula to use. And that's why I love that everything's very quiet right now.
That's what that is a good thing. Like as much as we want to know everything and see it all, like it is kind of nice that it's quiet. But like everything we've heard about the movie sounds like they're kind of going in that direction, with there was some quotes from Gareth Edwards about, I think it was Gareth Edwards about like just how movies are just like all spectacle, and it's like it's time to like hone it in and figure that out. I don't know if it was him or David Kep, but David Kep also mentioned in a new article that was basically the same information as the Nine Commandments podcast interview that he did. It's weird. It was like nearly identical information, but there was like a nice piece in here that I thought I wanted to highlight real quick for you. It said that David Kep said it was great to be able to work solely with Steven and make up a story and think of all new characters in an all new tone. So, to know that David Kep, original guy, working on this Jurassic Park, Lost World, working solely with Steven Spielberg to outline this movie, it's pretty huge. Like that's the vibe you want. That's what you want. And then when it comes to like games and stuff as well, like I think the key to any stories or games or whatever, like the key to our hearts is exploring and like building out what we already know of these islands or this island or these two islands, whichever one. And just like the great part about Jurassic Park, the game, from Telltale, was like we got to see like a new roller coaster, and it was like, wow, like that exists. Like that's incredible. I had no clue that was there when I was watching Jurassic Park. That's the stuff that I love so much. And, Camp Cretaceous was able to do a little bit of that. Most of the time they were just in generic jungle, but like the times that they did go explore parts of Jurassic World, I was like, wow, that's incredible. And then even the hidden adventure, like choose your own adventure thing they did, like you got to see brand new stuff. So I think if this game can do that, if the game can do that for us, Jurassic Park Survival, that would be fantastic. So hopefully we get to explore, like really, really explore and do the things we want to do. But unfortunately, it's like another thing. We have no official any more information. There was the information in December 2023 when it officially released. And then it was like somewhere like early to middle of last year, we got some more information and some more pictures, but it's been pretty quiet on that front for a while now. So, I think we're all just like, here's hoping they're still doing it. Hopefully, because when you tease something that good, like the idea of what that is, we are going to crave it, and Jurassic fans do get let down here or there with stuff like that from time to time. So it's like, let's just keep this going, keep it rolling. Let's get Jurassic Park Survival out there. If it hits this year, great. If it hits next year in 2026, fine. But like, at least let's just get this thing. And let's hopefully in 2025, we learn what the fate is, when it's coming, if it is, and what it's like. So.
See, the big thing is too, what you just said, that like Jurassic Park's fans get let down. There is a history to that. That's the thing. Like, we have a history to that. I was watching some YouTube videos while I was working on some stuff, and I had in the background, and there is so much media of Jurassic that never made it to the cutting room floor. Like, it never got further than just interpretations, ideas, and concepts. There was supposed to be 2 animations back in the day. There was supposed to be one of Jurassic Park, and John Hammond and we saw some of those drawings not too long, like I think it was like 2 years ago or something. An artist released them, and they were like these old 90s drawings, and it had Hammond, and the whole premise of that was like Hammond was going to rebuild a new park, and the whole series was going to be him having Grant and Malcolm like chase after dinosaurs and like get them back and start a new park. And it's funny because it sounds like fan fiction, like stuff that I did when I was a little kid with the figures. Like I made my own little movies, and for some reason Grant and Malcolm were always stuck helping out Hammond, like with these parks and stuff. And then came Chaos Effect, and Chaos Effect got the toy line was released, but the animation was never released, and it was supposed to go some weird route. I remember, I don't know if you remember the announcement of the what was it, Doomsday Rex, and it was like this T-Rex with two heads or something. It was supposed to be part of like the animation. It was supposed to go crazy. We never got that, and then there was games that were planned that never happened. The fiasco with Trespasser, such a great concept for a game, and it was released too early to be finished. So there's like people that have patched it over the years to play it, but it still has bugs. And then of course we had also the the game that was like, it was called like Survivor or something like that, that they had even they had an Owen Grady in it, and we saw the concept of the dinosaurs, and that never happened. So there's a lot of like disappointments, and some of those we didn't know about till years later, but we all kind of knew about Chaos Effect when we were kids, because it was like it would say like gonna be on TV or something, but it never happened. And now we have this game that is like literally everything we want, and there's been some here and there that, when is it gonna come out? There's no official date yet, right? I didn't hear
No.
of any.
No,
Yeah,
nothing
there's not.
there, but we do, as far as I know a little bit about Jurassic World Evolution 3. They are still going that route with that game, it sounds like. What that will be, I'm not too sure. But yeah, as far as I know, the last I had heard that they do plan to have that out like the fiscal of 2026, which could be anywhere from like, middle of the year to into early next year or something. So
they're probably waiting for Rebirth, for the new dinosaurs they'll have in Rebirth, so you can have them in that game, probably.
I mean, yeah, there's been rumors that it will release with the movie, so it could very well release then as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. And as far as like the synopsis is concerned for the movie, I mean, I don't really know, like, how do you kind of form another park builder off of that? I don't know. I guess I have no idea, but
they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. Yeah, I know it'll probably be just the generic formula that they've been doing for a while, which, as far as I've heard, just, continued to get better. It just never was something that I could really sink my teeth into.
Same.
Yeah.
I have it there just kind of stalled. I created this park in there, and on the second one, it's all Jurassic Park stuff. Like I have the old gates and I have that, but it's like I'll sit in the car and just do the safari, and then that's kind of it. I'm like, all right. And then the dinosaur gets in a fight, and I'm like, oh, I have to go fix that. And then another one dies, and it's like it's a constant same thing, thing. It's like, what am I like? How many hours am I gonna play of this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't keep my ADHD brain completely like honed in, like.
Yeah. Well, gaming, it's gonna be big for them when they officially actually announce this stuff. But as of now, we don't know a ton about these things, so they are on the horizon, at least as far as we know. You had mentioned collecting a little bit ago with the 10th anniversary, and I think that's probably like a great route to go down. We do know that there will of course be Rebirth toys, so my hope is that we we continue to get human characters and things like that. Hopefully they don't shy away from those, and hopefully they give us Scarlett Johansson, and we're not sitting here in 10 years being like, you know what, I just want Scarlett Johansson in the boots and the the camo kind of whatever military-esque attire. Like, hopefully we're not saying that. Like, I want Scarlett Johansson with the briefcase thing that looks like it's a container for dinosaur DNA of some sort.
Yeah.
Like, I really hope we're not saying that in 10 years. I hope we're getting that stuff right off the bat.
I think we're gonna get her in the uniform, the blue uniform. You see the pictures with her and Jonathan Bailey in like New York. That's the one we're gonna get.
Okay, all right, yeah, let's go.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'll take that. I'll take anything.
I want the jungle wear, man. I want that suitcase. That suitcase you see in every picture. Like,
yeah,
what is that thing? Like, They look so cool. It looks like a toy you would get in 1993
Oh,
that
for
came with
sure.
like Grant, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
So hopefully we get that kind of stuff. You know, as some people may know, there's a lot of, or not a lot, but I know of very, very interesting looking vehicles. So like, yo, let's get that going in the toy line because that looks
Oh, yeah.
awesome, and that's a toy we all need. So
That's
and
like a
there's
Jurassic Park staple, the
yeah,
vehicles, you know?
yeah,
Like you can't wait to, oh man, what are they gonna come up with, you know? Like
yeah,
every movie has their vehicle, you know, Jurassic with
yeah.
the explorers and the jeeps. Then you go to Lost World, the trailers and the hunters vehicles. Jurassic Park 3, I guess a plane and
You
a
got
boat.
Grant's like pickup truck. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah, the one
but you
with
know,
Montana.
there is a cool boat with the cage on the back, but yeah, I
They
guess
never
that
made
would be
that,
the one
though.
that's kind of isolated, where it's like it's not a ton
They
of like really interesting stuff, I guess.
They should have made that boat. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that boat. I'm gonna make
Oh,
that boat. I'm
here
making
you
that
heard
boat.
it here
Yeah.
first. It's happening. But like, yeah, we gotta get the vehicles, we gotta get the humans. Dinosaurs, I know we're gonna get those, so I'm not too
Oh,
worried
yeah.
there. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch those toys come out. And if it's anything, you know, if they were able to produce these in the same amount of time and correctly like they did in other movies, you know, we could see these, you know, in like April or something like that, you know, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know when they'll come out, but you know, that's been a lot of the trajectory before, so we'll see if that happens again. But we do
I think they'll
know
hide the big dinosaurs, probably the ones they don't want to
probably,
reveal yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be villain dinosaur number 1 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Beyond the Gates has been mentioned to come back, so I'll be interested to see what happens there. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. What do you want to see out of Beyond the Gates this time around? You know, because we had the whole like kind of Outpost rendition for a little while. Then we had the
Yeah.
Creator edition. What do you want from that going forward?
I would say like I liked the Outpost ones. I did like Chris explaining things. It was nice. I do love the Creator ones, but I personally would like more creators in the Jurassic community. Like there's some that I like. I know Neems was on there. I know he's in the Jurassic community, but then there was others that I'm like, who are these guys? And not to say that, you know, they shouldn't be in it, but I'm saying like there are like creators in our community that this is all they do is dinosaurs and Jurassic Park figures, and I feel like that it would be like more on that sense rather than always just like action figure guys, because they work with a lot of other stuff. So I've gone to their pages and they have Marvel, they have Batman, they have everything, but it's not like niched in Jurassic. And Jurassic is it's a big community in a sense, but it's not. It's very niche. Like this is what we like, and it's small, you know. So I feel like some of those to bring some of those creators out more, like, you know, I don't know, people like maybe Nathan Vader, you know, that's always
Yeah.
making toys. Like you yourself should be on one of those videos. You know what I mean? It's like that's no, not for you.
I don't have anything to offer. No, I got nothing. Nothing from
What
me.
are you talking about? Look at that! Look at that setup back there. It's beautiful. Look at that T-Rex with and then you got the Red Rex right there. Come on, man! You just got to take a picture. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to figure out how to use my camera. I don't know. I'm not sure how to take a picture or a video these days. But besides that point, there's Iron Studios. I don't know if you saw that post from like Iron Studios, the like statue company. They're going to be making like Rebirth stuff. So that's like more very high end stuff or whatever.
Yeah. That's honestly, I love it and admire it from afar, but I can't afford it.
I know. Yeah.
I just kind of I have the Malcolm, and it was a gift, and he just kind of stands there with his flair, and he is so different from everything else. Like, but hey, man, you know, I mean, more power to you if you're able to afford those statues. I mean, if I switched up and didn't get anything else and only worked on the statues, maybe
you'd have to change your habits completely to the collecting habits, you know.
Man.
Yeah.
I love the toys, man. Even though I have gotten more reserved with them, I actually changed up my display, the collection. It's somewhere back there. Unfortunately, I can't get the camera to look back there.
Yeah.
But it's I mainly left dinosaurs that are in Jurassic media. So I took out all the weird species and strange dinosaurs never appeared in the movies or in the in the cartoon shows, and I put those away to storage because there's just like there's too many, and I've gotten to the point where as much as I love that Mattel's showing love to all these obscure species, I just I gotta stick with the ones that I kind of know in the movies, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a lot, it's a lot, and I mean times are not great,
Yeah, it's hard
They're a
to
little tough right now.
it's hard to want to pick up something that's like $1,000 or more for Iron Studios or companies like that.
Yeah,
that as great as
can't
they
be-
look,
I can't be a completely with everything, man.
Yeah.
Back in 2015, I was, and that changed in the
Yeah.
last 10 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been doing the same thing that you're doing with like stuff on my shelf for the most part. Like, plus I collect tons of other things: Star Wars,
Yeah, you do.
Indiana
yeah.
Jones,
I have
other
a few Star
Ghostbusters
Wars.
and Beetlejuice, and so
I have a
it's
few
really
Star Wars.
hard. Ooh,
Yeah, Mando.
Mandalorian! Look at that. I love it.
Yeah. And remember,
Yeah.
10 years ago, when you probably would ask me, I would have told you, no, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. And there's Mandalorian, there's Grogu there, and I got another Grogu in at the shop in my office.
Heck yeah.
But my desk here is just an amalgamation of all the things I like. Look at this.
Yeah.
Winchester car. See?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? And I
Amazing.
got Crumb from Our Real Monsters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like if somebody
yeah.
walked in here and just sees this desk, I got Sleepy Godzilla, but Sleepy Godzilla is holding my camera right now.
Yeah.
They just look at this desk and they just see like, oh wow, he's a fan of all this stuff, but he's a real fan of that. You know what I mean?
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny to like think about the things that are on your desk. Like I've got this Oswald the rabbit.
Yeah, look at that.
I've got Lego. I've got this, which you would maybe like this soda
Cool,
dispenser
man.
from like the 90s. It's got the Phantom
Where'd you
Menace.
get that?
A guy made them online. So
Oh wow!
it's a
Oh, that's so
custom
cool.
created thing. I've got retro Ghostbusters figures here,
Oh, yeah, I
and
know, I love
Jurassic
Ghostbusters.
Lego over here. So, like you're saying, and another Indiana Jones Lego right here. So it's it's an amalgamation of all kinds of things, and I think that's what makes it so difficult to only collect Jurassic these days.
Yeah.
But there's a lot
got-
of great stuff out there, and it'll be fun to kind of see like how tempted I will be this coming year.
Another thing as well that like I do have pretty heavy is a lot of orange cats. Like I got little Garfield
yeah.
here, for my cat Cheetos, and now my cat Toasty. They're both orange. I got this guy. Look at this little guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna paint him, make him look more like Cheetos and stuff. I have this guy from the Marvel movie.
I've got that here somewhere in the house. Yep.
Yeah, like so it's like mainly like a bunch of like movie culture stuff, cats and dinosaurs. That's literally everything. I got Rick and Morty up there. I got Rocco. I have The Office. Like look, here's
Michael.
There he is. Yeah, Michael.
That's
right
boss.
there. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard, yeah, because I do love so many properties, but it's like I can't really go into that collecting of everything. Like if there's one that I'm very tempted to go into is Batman, but it's like, nah, man, I can't. There's so much more
There's a
Batman
lot,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
Yeah.
got the Dark Knight Joker here, like on my desk, and that's it right now. I sold off a lot of my Batman stuff. I had a lot, but
Aw.
I was just like, nah, man, I can't keep going this way. They make too much Batman stuff. There's too many Batman movies.
There's
Just
been a
stick
lot
to
of
one
really, really awesome looking stuff recently for Batman, and I've been tempted as well because it's like all these companies are remaking things from our childhood.
Yes,
and,
yes.
like this Ghostbuster figure right here. It's that this is
Yes,
a brand new one, but like I also have
I've seen
the
them.
old ones right there on my shelf. So
Mhm.
I've got three now. I've got three of these, dude. I've got this one. I've got one in a pack here somewhere down there, and then I got the original one over there. So.
Do you know
collecting.
which? Do you know
It's a
which
habit.
property has really like gotten me thinking about getting back into it? But I know my girlfriend would kill me. Ninja Turtles, dude.
Oh my
I
gosh.
had all of Ninja Turtle stuff when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and they came back and they remade the Technodrome.
Dude,
Like I had that as a kid. I've
I know.
seen it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I really need this," but I don't because
I'm so bothered by that because I pre-ordered it as soon as it like hit Amazon, and then you know how sometimes Amazon like will email you and be like, "Hey, your items come in a little late. Do you want to like review this change and just make sure you still want it or whatever?" I forgot to click like yes, I still want it, and it just canceled my order after like not answering the email. So I know I could go and reorder it. It is still available on Amazon, but like,
all right.
but like because that Technodrome was like a key piece. I played Jurassic in that Technodrome too. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, all the wings and things had fallen off of it at that point, but like you know, it was just like a hollow shell at that point. But it was fun, and my son actually just got. This is all such a big tangent, but like my son just got the pizza shooter vehicle for Christmas from my daughter. Got it for him, and I was like, you know, because she bought it with my wife. My wife went with my daughter to pick out toys for my son, while I was with my son picking out toys for my daughter. And when I got home and I didn't know what they bought, I was like, I had that as a kid. I was like, I had this thing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So they're remaking everything, except for. You know, I guess we got Jurassic 93 collection, but like they're not giving us the identical replicas that we want. Yeah. Like we definitely want these replicas. And if they decided, you know, let's cut this 93 line short so that we can do that in the future, give them the replicas they deserve, let's go. But like they gave us like a very brief collection in that 93 stuff. And that were like, you know, kind of like crossover-y kind of things that were different and unique, but like not exactly. They were very, very cool, but like not exactly the things we wanted. But like if they were to do that for us, give us the identical recreation, man, 2025 would be awesome if they wanted to do that.
Oh
for
yeah,
us.
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Did you get all the ones from the 93 collection? JP 93?
I think. I haven't opened them all.
The only one, yeah, I don't have any of them open. The only one I didn't get is the Nedry one. I didn't get that one, or the Carnotaurus, the real feel Carnotaurus. I didn't end up picking that one.
Got both of those right there. I've got that T-Rex pack. I forget what it looks like. It's just sitting on the floor over there. But yeah, I've opened a few of them. They're on the shelf down there. It looks like Grant and Malcolm and the vehicle and the Rex and stuff like that. And,
I have Grant and Malcolm on the shelf over this way. I have the Red Rex on the top shelf up here, and I have actually for Christmas my sister actually got me the Ray Arnold and Young T-Rex set, which I wanted that set so much, but it was like it was a lot for me. So I was like, my sister was like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, "This, get it right now. It's on sale. It's on sale right now." Yeah, so she got me it though. It was great to get it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool piece. You know,
more stuff like that in 2025. But let's move on from the toys because we still got a lot of other things. And as always, we love to talk. But I wanted to touch on theme parks real quick. There's not really a lot that we can really talk about here. We know that the parks themselves are kind of like as is. There's not really going to be much expansion there, I don't think. In 2025, Universal's got a brand new theme park opening up, so I think the focus is going to be there. So I don't expect things like the escape room to change just yet. That's down in Orlando. I feel like that'll probably stay the same for a little while they're opening up this brand new park. One thing I did question is, with a new movie coming out this year, do you think we'll get like a tribute store like we did for the 30th anniversary? Is there a chance there's a 10th anniversary tribute store? They do love doing their summer tribute stores for Jurassic. So I thought maybe with Rebirth coming out, maybe they can do a half and half kind of thing, or, a 10th anniversary, but also a Rebirth thing. I know that maybe would be a little confusing for people, but I think in promotion of the movie would be awesome to have like a summer tribute store for Jurassic World Rebirth.
I think that's a great idea. Like have because you went to the tribute store, right? You got to see it.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like I think I went like a week after you, right?
I know.
Or like a
Yeah,
couple
it was like
days.
days,
Yeah.
not even. Yeah, it was just like a day or so, like after I was there.
Yeah. I had no idea I was gonna go. It was just like a sporadic trip, honestly, for me and my girlfriend, and I went and it was incredible. And I think the
Yeah.
idea of having a tribute store for Jurassic World would be awesome. And as you're leaving the tribute store, you know how it's like a little tour. You go through the
The
building,
collection
whatnot.
room and stuff. Yeah.
Once you get to there, have items from Rebirth, like in like a glass case, like this is for the new movie. So it'd be a
Yeah.
promotion within itself. Once you get that to the end, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
so a few years prior, or however long, they did the Jurassic World tribute store in a different location than the Jurassic Park one, and it was it was a combo one. So it was it was
Okay.
Jurassic World, like kind of like control room kind of stuff, and then you did end up going, which felt like you were on like Sorna, and it had the Lost World mural, that they have in what Nick Van Owen walks in front of and stuff like that. So it had stuff like
I
that,
never
but it
see
also,
that one.
oh my god, it's incredible, dude. And it had like props and things from those movies, like eggshells and like hats and containers and all kinds of different things. So there and the canes and so there were a lot of props in there at that time. So I could definitely see stuff like this happening for Rebirth as well. It's like, here's the glasses that Jonathan Bailey wore on his face. Everybody would freak out.
Yeah.
I would be like, yo, I want those glasses. 'Cause it looks cool.
They don't even work on you. You can't see anything, and you're just like, they're great, though. They're great.
I want to see that case, like put that case with the
man.
DNA things, and put the rifle, whatever in a glass case, stuff like that. I think would be really, really cool for sure if they were to do a summer, tribute store. So let's get that going, Universal. But outside of that, like park wise, I don't feel like there's much other than construction going on for the Universal Kids Resort. I think we had talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did.
And there hasn't been a ton of information, but they did start building it. So it has gone vertical, and I think over 2025, and they move fast when it comes to like building their parks. We'll start to see stuff, take shape. And there's already like the like blueprints and stuff all out there, so you can go and find those currently to see exactly like how things are going to be laid out. So, but I'm interested in seeing it all go vertical and get that bird's eye view of like what the park's going to look like and what kind of like literally what kind of Jurassic World things are going to be in there. Mostly seems like it's going to be based off of like Chaos Theory or Camp Cretaceous more so, but yeah, the DreamWorks stuff specifically.
Yeah, that's one thing as well. I think that we have on our list to talk about Chaos Theory, because I know we have another season coming up of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely see a lot of that. But it would be cool if they end up doing a tribute store again. And funny enough, I do have a chance to go to Universal this year again.
Nice.
So I'll see when that happens. And if they have one, I'll definitely go check it out, because I had a blast going through there and then meeting some of the people there. I spent a lot of time talking to lots of just people there that were just going through, that weren't huge Jurassic Park fans, but they saw the stuff, and it was adults and children, and the adults were like, I had that toy when I was a kid. And it was really cool. And
yeah.
And then I got to meet some people that listen to the podcast. I told them, I was like, hey, I'm on there, as a contributor, and my friend is the host of it. We're both from Jersey, and there was a couple of people that were like, I listen to that podcast, and I was like, yeah, I'm Jay Jurassic on it. And they're like, oh, it's always fun to see that people listen and to the podcast and are big fans of Jurassic in general, and just seeing like the what's really cool is just seeing that look of like little kids looking at dinosaurs, and just like you just can see the gears and the machine working in their little brains of like, wow, look at these things, it's that cool feeling that we still have at like 30 something years old, that when we see these movies, that magic is still there. And that's what I think makes these movies so special, and just this celebration of 10 years of Jurassic World so special. It's just, you know?
Let's say very, very like super early 30s something guys. That's what we are. You know? For sure. Definitely like really, really, really like, you know, just barely into the 30s.
Yeah. 29. That's right.
Yeah.
29. My first movie was JP3. Yeah, there we go.
All right, let's not that young. Let's go with a little bit older. But other experiences, I know Jurassic World, the exhibition, is just still flying around the globe. It's all over the place. So I went. I was there before, but World, the exhibition. It was like all over the place last time I looked, and it's so hard to tell like when and where everything is happening all at the same time. But like it's in Bangkok, it looks like Switzerland maybe, and it's going to be in some of these places, and Mexico and London. I think it's leaving like soon, and then Australia. So it's all over the place. So that's something to at least keep an eye on. But that's it for as far as like traveling exhibitions. Like we don't really have anything else. No more live tour or anything. So, you know, that's a bummer. But
it's funny enough that I was actually showing my girlfriend videos of us at the live tour when it was like right before the pandemic hit. And I was like,
right before, dude.
Yeah, I was like, look at the day. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah. It was like we were out around the time when this thing was just traveling around. Yep. And then once we got back, we're like, man, that was fun. And then like a week or two later, we're like, we're so happy that we actually got to go see that because now we're in lockdown. Like, it was weird. It was a weird time, crazy. Man.
That was crazy. I know. I come across those pictures every so often, and it's a joy to look at. Yeah, we had a blast.
I really want the exhibition tour to come back this way, man. It was so much fun, and there's so much new stuff they added to it. Like we got like the first tour, you know.
Yeah,
we had the T-Rex that didn't look like Rexy. We had like a few facilities and this and that. Now they have like these new dinosaurs. They have a Rexy that looks like Rexy. I'm just like, I can't wait for it to come back towards the East Coast area. Because if it's farther away, like I know it was in Texas at one point. I'm like,
that's true. Yeah.
I'm all right up here. That's a far plane ride. You know, I'm sorry, but no thanks.
Yeah,
I wanted to be back either in Philly or New York. New York, you can, even though New York is it's a little questionable to go there sometimes now, but like still like that's closer to where we're at, or Philly again. I think it should come back to Philly. That was cool.
Yeah,
we had a good time.
Yeah, we had meetups and things. Man. It was great, man.
Yeah.
But let's see. You had mentioned TV shows, so let's go into that because first off, before we get into Chaos Theory. There was some information that there's going to be a new kids animated TV show. I don't know if you had seen that.
No,
but yeah, it's more so for what it is. It looks like it's really focused on preschool aged kids. So a lot of
my niece would love it.
Yeah,
my niece would love that.
So I was looking through the information. It seems like it's going to be called Jurassic World Explorers. There's been trademarks and stuff for a little while now that we've seen floating around. But
on their toys. That's the little like what is it? Is it Play School or
I don't know if there's been stuff on that or not. But yeah, it kind of has that aesthetic and like really really cutesy dinosaurs, like baby looking dinosaurs.
Okay, yeah.
And it says Jurassic World Explorers is a brand new animated television show designed to introduce little dinosaur fans to the Jurassic brand, suitable for preschool-aged children. So yeah, it's like, it's one of those things that's like, oh, really cutesy stuff, and it's that's cool that we get to introduce kids to Jurassic, but like it's just all part of the cradle to the grave, like mentality that these companies all go through now. It's like, let's get these people invested in this brand as soon as they're born. And then they're gonna be a fan for their entire life. And Star Wars has been doing that for a while now, and they've got the really really kiddie shows. But I foresee this being like if you look at like an episode of Bluey, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but like a very cute
yeah,
kids show, really, really awesome show,
My
really
niece loved it.
valuable for like adults to even watch. But like they're like 7 or 8 minute episodes, and I foresee that being like this. Like this will probably pop up on like Peacock or something and be like a handful of episodes. Bluey's like, we're gonna release 50 episodes, and they're all 7 or 8 minutes or whatever. But like I foresee them doing something like that, something that kids can just kind of binge through and watch, like when they're getting ready in the morning or before bed or something. So I don't foresee this being like a 25-minute episode like Chaos Theory or something like that. But that'll be cool to look out for this year at least. Hopefully it'll pop up sometime this year.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, 'cause I had no idea this cartoon was coming out. And I have a niece that's 2 years old, and she loves dinosaurs.
That'd be great.
Because her uncle like loves them. I got her a little stuffed Bumpy, little Bumpy or whatever. And at first she was scared of it because it made the sound, but now she loves it, and she calls dinosaurs roars. So she'll show me a dinosaur, and she go roar. And that's what I get her a lot. I got her stuff for Bluey because I know she loves Bluey too.
Yeah.
And
great
for
toys,
Christmas,
by the way. Like there's
they're
excellent
really
toys
cool
for Bluey. We've got a ton of them, and they're awesome.
The way that they made them too, how they can fold with their bellies and stuff, that's good ingenuity for like a kid's toy.
And
Not
like a
too
little
much
snap-in piece where you can like connect them to
for the car.
vehicles or chairs or whatever,
Yeah. Like I've personally never really watched the show, but I know of it enough from my sister, my niece's mom. And she'll tell me like, "Oh, I watch it with her. It's a great show." And I know the names. I know the dad's name Bandit. The mom is Chili. The little. I thought Bluey were two little. It was a little boy, but it's a little girl.
No, two girls.
Yeah. So it's Bluey and Bingo, and they're all dingoes. That's the coolest part. 'Cause I love dingoes. Dingoes are like one of my favorite Australian animals. But that would be great because she doesn't have like dinosaur media to really watch unless you put on like Dinosaur Train or something like that from the old days, but something new where it has up-to-date toys and stuff, that because little kids, they want the toy, they want to have like something physical from the show that they're watching, which was a problem a while ago because she really loved this this frog Muppet or whatever. I forgot the name of it.
Kermit?
And no, it wasn't Kermit. It was my sister
I'm
says
go
it was
the
a
most
frog.
obvious one here. I'm just gonna say Kermit.
No, it was a part of Jim Henson's company, but what was her name? It was like she was like this green avocado looking thing, and there's no toys of it, dude. I searched everywhere for it, and I ended up like kind of making one for her because there was nothing for her to have tangible in her hands, So like having Bluey, she can get a Bluey stuffed animal, she can get a Bluey toy, and having like a Jurassic brand like for preschool kids, then they come up with little toys. She can have some of the toys she watches on TV and plays with them. Because right now she has just a bunch of like, the old school plastic dinosaurs, like the really small, like not small, but like the ones that are just plastic. There's no articulation, whatnot. I got her a lot of those because I don't want her like with the bigger dinosaur
off. And
exactly.
Them,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she lines them all up on the windowsill, and she talks to them and has like, she'll get her stuffed animals like her Bumpy and her Bluey doll. And my sister sends me videos of her playing with their little toys all the time. And that to have a show that they can watch and then play themselves with their toys, that's like we go back to our childhoods and think the same way. You watch like Saturday morning cartoons. I had this huge giant wooden chest full of all my Ninja Turtle toys. I put on the Ninja Turtle episode. I dump all the toys in the living room floor, and then I would play out the episode I just watched. So it's like, it's cool to have that,
Yeah.
So that's awesome news.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I think like my daughter is right in this age range. She is in preschool, and I don't know. I'm not sure if she would be into it or not. Because like she already watches like Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory and things like that.
Okay.
And like I have shown them like she's seen a handful of the movies. I don't think all of them, but like, but like I was saying this on a live stream the other day. I'm like, I feel like Jurassic fans, like you just want to show your kid the thing. You want to show them Jurassic Park, because we were 7, 6, 7, 8 years old. You know, a lot of us that were like that first generation, you know, seeing that movie for the first time, and you know, that's not too far off from you know, this age range and preschool age range. It's a little bit older, but like, you know, we kind of just want to see the main thing. So it's interesting to kind of open this up to preschool age. And I know there's going to be a lot of complaints that it's like, again, here we are, we've got Lego, we've got Camp Cretaceous, Chaos Theory, we've got all this kids stuff, but like, you know, I know people are clamoring for more, but they do need things as well.
But that complaint I always felt was, you know, I mean, I want more like content like that, like almost like an HBO show of Jurassic. But you have to remember, dinosaurs start in the imagination of children. That's why we have this brand. That's why we have this franchise. It was kids who made, like, adults will watch the movie, sure, but like, will they, like, now, like, us adults, we've grown, our generation's collectors. If you look up at our mom and dads back in the day, they didn't collect stuff. They might have had a few things here and there, but not like us. You know what I mean? It's different. So it starts with the kids, man. Like the imagination of dinosaurs starts at a very young age. And if you're always clamoring to have R-rated stuff or like adult type content with Jurassic, like more scary, more this, more that, yeah, that's cool and all, but we have to give something to the children, because the children are pretty much the ones that fuel that imagination for these films to be made. So if you take that away and you're just only concentrating on the adults, you're gonna have a person's gonna watch the movie once or twice and that's it. Like, not it's, you have to have kind of like a constant base kind of thing. Like when you're a kid, you want to watch this movie over and over again, and us as fans, we watch it over and over again. But if you ask a regular person our age that's not a fan but just likes movies, ask them how many times they've seen Jurassic Park, and they'll probably tell you a few times. They're not going to tell you they watch it every day like me and you, or just me. You know what I mean? So you have to have that type of audience. And I always get a little when I hear that complaints from certain fans, and it's like, dude, it's not for you. It's for all of us that love dinosaurs. It's not just for you. You know what I mean?
That's like that's the problem like Star Wars has as well. It's like everybody's complaining about, you know, this or that, but like that was something just really made for like younger audiences, and we all grew up with it, you know, and now we're like, where's my content? But like it should be made for everybody and made for kids. And so yeah, I can appreciate something like this. I don't know if it'll fill that need in my household, but you know, for somebody out there, it will be really cool to watch and really cute. So I look forward to at least seeing what it is. But
I'll probably watch it with my niece.
Yeah,
it's got dinosaurs. I watched Dinosaur Train with my nephew a long time ago. You know what I mean? Any dinosaur contact I'll watch. It depends. And funny enough, I find the movies for kids with dinosaurs, or documentaries of dinosaurs, so much more enthralling than some of the dinosaur movies they've made for adults. Those movies, I'm sorry to say, they suck. Like, they're bad. You know?
Like, we were hooked on Dino Dana for a long time. You know, a Canadian TV show that's on like Amazon. You can catch it. And it's like, it started out, I forget, it was Dino Dan or something, or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then like they passed down like the knowledge to the next generation, and it was Dino Dana. Now I think it's her brother or something. It's Dino Dex. I don't know if those episodes are out now or not, but like those were like really informative for kids, and my son loved watching that. And they had a movie and all this other stuff. So stuff like that in that age range can be really valuable, I think, for kids. So I look forward to seeing what it's about. They've got some coloring books and sticker pads and different things like that.
Cool.
Showing off here, but yeah, we'll have to wait for more there. But
my
we
niece
do
and
have,
nephew will love that.
but we do have Chaos Theory though, and they did confirm, you know, season 3 is coming. And I would assume if we go off those same timelines, we had, I think the first season was in May. June, July, August, September, October. I think it was October. So November, December, January, February, March. So we could be looking March, April. Who knows? You know, depending on the release for the movie and all that, how they want to line things up. But we could see, you know, some stuff soon. Hopefully, you know, for season 3, that would be nice. to get that this year. I think the show is excellent. So I'm just waiting for it to line up with Dominion even further, and I think it'll be just even better. So I'm very much looking forward to that show. You're still digging it?
Oh yeah, dude. I loved Chaos Theory. I loved every bit of it. There's no complaints from me. And then again, I loved a lot of the seasons people didn't like about Camp Cretaceous.
Mm-hmm.
Some things went like a little fantastical, but I still see, the thing is, I can see these things going that way. You know what I mean? Like, do the fans want them? Some of them? No, not really. But like for example, the Brad robots. You know what I mean? People didn't really like those, but I'm like, you didn't like them either? I was okay with them.
No, they're just named after me. That's all.
Oh yeah. I was okay with them. I was okay with a lot of the choices that they made, and I heard a lot of complaints, and I'm just like, I don't really see it. But my favorite season is the one that people least liked of Camp Cretaceous. Second season, I loved that season.
Yeah?
I thought it was the best one. Yeah,
that was a darker season for sure. Yeah, I could see. That being up your alley.
Oh yeah, well, Lost World. So, Chaos Theory is great, and the way they're showing the character development between these characters, it's just very well written, in my opinion. I loved where it's going, and just seeing the complexity that the characters are going through with, especially with Kenzie. Like is it Kenzie? Yeah, it's Ken, right? Kenji, there you go. With him,
it's been a while. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened in the second season. I'm like, I really need to refresh my memory.
Oh, he's dealing with that post-traumatic stress about what happened to his dad in the first season, which was horrific, man.
Dark stuff, yeah.
And he's like going about it like, oh no, I don't care, this and that, but he's like hiding his true feelings about what's going on. And then you had the only thing that I was like, oh, okay, was can we say what happened? Because it's been out. I don't want to.
I think it's okay at this point.
All right. So if you haven't seen it, I'm spoiling it. Sorry, you're already due to watch it. Anyways, if you're a fan of Jurassic, you should have seen it by now. Anyways, so revealing that Brooklyn was still alive kind of took it back for me a little bit. I was like, oh, so she is alive. But did I want her to be gone? No, but at the same time, did I feel that would have gave more gravitas to the story? Yes, if she was actually taken out. But the fact that she's been maimed, that's new, because that's like a child character, and we're used to a lot of Steven Spielberg-ism in these movies where they have the Spielberg shield with children. But these characters, we have to remember, they're not children anymore. They're young adults. So they can face harsher dangers, and we don't have to go, oh my God, they're doing this to children. No, it's not. They're dino fodder now. So like you can go that route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do love that they kept her around, because I was really interested to learn more about her story. And now
with this season, I agree the same. But at first I was like, what?
Yeah, and tying it in with Santos was incredible. That was really awesome, and scary stuff. Like, just like, woo, like I was like terrified watching Sayona Santos. Like, that was so cool. And that acoustic baryonyx was like a wild thing. That was really cool.
That was wild and cool too.
Yeah, I like what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. They're exploring venues and plots and stuff that they seem like organic to the overall story. They're not going too far off deep end with this one, which is what I really like. And I think with the next season, it's going to, like you said, it's going to tie into Dominion. They might go to Malta. We might see them in Malta. And just imagine, some of the characters in Malta. What's his name? Man, I'm forgetting the names, but the really nerdy guy that's now like, he's all jacked.
Nerdy guy who's jacked.
Yeah, he was the one that had Bumpy.
Oh, Ben.
Ben, yeah. Oh. Can you just imagine Ben like walking around in Malta? Oh, look at that. Oh, can I touch that? Like, he's like the comedic relief. He's funny.
Yeah. Those kids don't belong like in Malta. It would be like a whole wild affair. It would be fun to watch. But yeah, I'm just hoping that we get like cool crossovers into that story eventually. So I think like, let's what are we on? Season 3, like maybe we'll like get to Malta, but like we don't have to do everything. And then like season 4 and 5 or whatever, we can connect directly to like the events of Dominion, I think. So, but let's see. I mean, we at least know that we've got that coming this year. So, and if we've got it coming in March, we could get a 4th season and maybe 5th season. Like who knows? Maybe that could be like early next year. But like, we could potentially get 2 seasons this year. I think the chance is there.
And I wouldn't mind it because like I've always felt we needed an animation. We needed some stories like that, and I think they really did well with the first Camp Cretaceous, and now they're doing great with Chaos Theory, and they're keeping it within the themes and the realms of where Jurassic can go, that can go outside of the movies. The movies have to be in a strict 2-hour type of situation, and there's a lot of venues you can go off that movie, but you don't have the time to do it. So like these shows are great to explore those options, and they're doing it great especially with Chaos Theory, doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
I feel.
So let's see. Is there anything else that we can talk about?
Oh, and more of the dinosaur whisperer. I want to see more of her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's creepy.
Micro bangs or whatever.
Oh my God, she is so creepy, dude. This is a cartoon show, and she was giving me I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like she was so creepy, man. Like she's just like
incredibly creepy. I've said it before on the podcast, dude, but the funniest thing happened while watching Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I was watching it with my son, and we got to the reveal of Maisie, being the clone and everything, and he questioned, like he's like, is that real? Is that real? Which I thought was insightful for him to question if it was a real story of her being a clone. But his follow-up to that was like, do you think is she gonna be the one in Chaos Theory that controls the raptors? And I'm like, Sayana Santos? And he's like, no, the other one. And I'm like, the handler, creepy girl? I'm like, no, that's not her, by the way. That's a completely separate person. But I'm like, I don't know where your brain is at, kid, but that was a wild, a jump to conclusions there. So,
no, yeah,
not her.
Weirdly enough, I wouldn't be surprised if she's like Owen said. I think that thing is. No, you do the voice better, but I'll try. I think that thing's part raptor.
I would not be surprised. No, I think, honestly, like rewatching Fallen Kingdom and seeing those like direct ties to Maisie being tied to these animals. So like, I know she does the silly quote, like they're like me, they're alive or whatever she says.
Yeah.
But like
people really hate that quote, man. It gets people like really. I just don't get it. Like
it's fine.
So
like,
what?
Who cares? But like the part where she's twisting her head, like the raptors following Owen's commands, and the reflection of the Indoraptor in the glass, like they were trying to say something there about like human hybrids in a way. It felt like so. I wouldn't be surprised if this microbangs person handler has some weird ties like that, but who knows? Maybe we'll find out in season 3.
I think they were going that route, and then I think they backpedaled in Dominion and made it this.
Oh,
this
for sure,
thing. Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll see some backpedaling in Rebirth as well, here and there. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But we do have Rebirth, and we did talk about it a little bit. We do know that the trailer will be coming in the Super Bowl, so we have that to at least look forward to. Yeah. There's been some talk about that. Yeah, so keep your eyes out for the Super Bowl. Which let me I don't know when the date is, but most people probably already know. I have no clue.
I'm gonna be
Sunday,
honest now,
February 9th.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest now. Now I have a reason to watch it because
you've got a reason to watch. I mean, like this year,
I just watched
movies,
the
dude,
commercials.
is going to be wild. Like there's so many movies coming out this year that I think that's enough reason to watch like the Super Bowl or at least watch the trailers, because you've got like the second Wicked, you've got Avatar 3, you've got Fantastic Four, Superman, Captain America, Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible. There's so much stuff, like big tentpole things that would have a trailer here, and Jurassic's going to be one of them. So we have that to look forward to, but I hope we get like kind of what Superman did is like a nice lead up to the trailer, like hopefully they do something and it's not just like, here it is Super Bowl day and there's no lead up to it. I hope we get some like, something teasers. On like Monday. It's like, we're going to tease, hey, make sure you watch the Super Bowl for the next Jurassic World trailer. And like, we should get throughout the week,
Yeah, we should get a picture of Scarlett Johansson tying up her shoes in her apartment, and like in the background, like a shadow of a dinosaur flying, kind of like how Superman was putting on his boots.
Oh,
just get Scarlett Johansson tying her shoes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can.
That's
see
the
that.
Teaser right there. And the next teaser is Scarlett Johansson just standing in the jungle and the trees are vibrating and we have the score of the movie. Just follow the Superman formula.
Yeah, I mean, if we just get shots of like a Quetzalcoatl Atlas just flying through the sky at high speeds, I'd be down just for that. Like, let's go.
Yeah, did you see that thing fly over like a village? Just a shadow of it. How like foreboding would that be? Like really cool like that. You know how there was like pictures that came out and one of them was like some village, like a hut or something in a river?
Yeah.
Kind of looked like the Gator World. What if we got shots of that and you see the giant flying reptile just a shadow of it and the people looking up scared. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'll get people's attention.
I've been wanting that I think it was the John Sayles script. Was it in there? Yeah, I think it was in there. There was like a baseball scene in the beginning.
Yes.
And I think it was like pteranodons or something. Like attacked. Like I've wanted something like that for a while now. I thought that would be such a killer opening to a movie, especially like something like Dominion. It would have worked so well because you've got dinosaurs in the wild, and that would have been really cool to see. But I don't know that would work here. But I imagine the opening sequence will probably be like whatever happens to this family on this boat, like whatever attack occurs to, maraud them onto this island or wherever, so that's my idea, at least for like what's going to happen, I think, in the opening.
What if they go real old school and they give us a teaser trailer just like they did with Lost World? Remember with the T-Rex, the lightning, the water, and that was it? It was like something has survived, and you see the T-Rex in the water, boom, and he just steps onto the sign. The sign's in the water, and it's just like dun 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 dun. That was it, and it was like, oh, I remember my reaction seeing it. I was like, it was in November when it happened, back in 1996. And this is how vivid that memory is. I was watching, I don't remember what I was watching, but then like it just, I was watching like Fox 5 or something because they said they were going to show something or a teaser or whatever with they were premiering Jurassic Park or something like that. And they showed that little teaser and I ran around the house. They're making a second one. They're making a second one. They're making a second one. I'm just like running around the house, screaming at every family member that was there, telling them to their face, like, they're making a second one. They're like, what? And they're all like, oh, okay, yeah. Well. And I'm like, and then like literally maybe like a week after, seeing my uncle, and I'm like, you promised to take us to the first one. You never did. There's a second one coming out, and you said if there was a second one, you would take us. So keep your promise, deal. And he was like, and he did. He took us to the premiere. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we get a teaser. We had on the live stream, we had outlined like a few really awesome trailer ideas. Completely forget what they are at this point, but like I do remember them being cool. So go back and listen to some trailer episode that we did. And one thing I did, it was maybe that same episode or so, but like I've been doing like over the past few movies, like little predictions before the movie comes out and like before we really have a ton of information. And I liked doing that. So I did make like a little outline of like what I thought was going to be happening in the movie and stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. but like there's a lot of really cool ideas you could go for, and I hope they do like if they do it before the Super Bowl, like that week before, and just tease us with like some image, and then the teaser trailer on like Wednesday or so or Thursday, and then you've got the big game on Sunday. It's like then you can premiere the full trailer. So hopefully we get something like that. That's my hope, but who knows?
What are some of those ideas?
Hey man, I'm old. I'm a very early 30s for sure, but I'm forgetting everything that I've said previously. So you're sitting here like, back in 1996, it was November, and I was watching the Channel 5, and I'm like, dude, what? I can't even remember what I said earlier.
I can't. It's crazy. And it has to do probably with the artsy part of my brain. Like I can't remember names. Like names are so hard for me to remember. But faces and certain like little pieces of like an event in my life, they're just there. I can just. It's almost like a time travel. I could just whoop, like butterfly effect, and go right back. It's weird,
Butterfly effect.
That's
one of my favorite movies as a teenager. I loved that movie so much.
Like. So that's why, like, when I do like when I talk about these nostalgic moments, that's why I'm really good at like relaying what they were, because I am actually living them as I'm talking about them. It's pretty weird.
That's
but
why
it works.
You're so good at doing this. Yeah, with all the segments you've done in the past, like better than any of us. So I love that.
What are like? So let's what do you kind of like predict is gonna like? We don't know much, and don't go by some of the rumors and stuff that we've heard. Some like something that you think the movie is gonna do, like I don't know, anything.
Well, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Let me forget all the things that I know.
I know,
and I don't know. Like we know that there's a sinister secret, right? I just want to know, like, how are they going to reveal this, and how, like, I don't know how they're going to do it all, like how it's going to all pan out per se, but like, I'm really interested in how they first allude to it. Is this going to be something that is like, because I can see it going two different ways. Like I talked about like a capsizing sequence, in the beginning of the movie with like a boat, a nighttime boat sequence, or and we've talked about it, I think on the stream, because like we have that sequence in daytime, broad daylight in Jurassic Park 3, but we don't know anything about it. Like we don't know why that occurred, why that boat is torn up, why it looks like it, where the people have gone that were in that boat. Like I would love like maybe like a nice tie-in to that, to kind of salvage that intro to Jurassic Park 3 to like let us know like, oh, that's what could have happened, in that intro. So I hope we get something like that in the intro sequence. But at the same time, I do want them to like allude to this sinister secret, but I don't think those two things are connected. So, so I'm very interested to know like when do they allude to that, and like at what point do the characters reveal it or find out. So, yeah.
I feel so. The way I see this movie, I almost see it like, are you a fan of the Aliens franchise?
I probably would be, but I don't think, I've seen maybe one of them.
Oh, okay. Which one? The first one or the second one?
I think the first one. I think the first one. So, that's my plan. If I've got a what do you call it? A resolution, as I gotta be watching those movies very soon.
They're great. Aliens, fantastic films. Like what was it? James Cameron. He's just the genius of sequels. He can bring it like he can make the sequel better than the original. I don't know how he does it, but he like Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He took Terminator and then made an even better movie in the sequel. Like, and he kind of did that with Aliens. Alien is an incredible film, and then Aliens just incredible as well. I wouldn't say it's better, but it is like equally in this within the same stuff, right? So in the movie Aliens, Ripley, she like wakes up and whatnot, and and they're like, "Oh, what happened?" And she's telling them there was like this alien life form there, blah blah. And there's this guy there. I can't remember the actor's name, and he's like, "No, I'll help you look to see if this thing really exists." And the whole time, this guy has an I can't say it.
Ulterior motive, yeah.
There it is. That's it.
I think. Yeah. Now I'm questioning it.
Yeah, that's yeah. So he's making pretend he's part of the team, like he's trying to like help, and the whole time he's there just to get the specimen and bring it back to the corporation. So I feel that we're going to get a little bit of that with these guys being the mercenaries, and then the Rupert Friend guy that's with them. They keep saying in like and this is stuff that's out there. This is not rumor. This is stuff that's actually written into articles that he is a pharmaceutical guy, but he's cool. He's not like the lame pharmaceutical guy that you think of in movies. It's like I think he's going to be that one with the motive behind to like, he's going to be the one to reveal what you're talking about, that sinister thing that's happening or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know,
that would be pretty cool. I have been wondering a lot about his motivations and just like, you know,
why is he there? What's he doing?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, for a while, I didn't even know he was there. Like, I just thought he was just the guy that sets up the mission. It's like, hey, go do this thing for me, bring it back, and I'll take care of the rest. But to have him actually on the mission is crazy. So
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see how that pans out.
And that's how it was with aliens. Like, you have the colonial Marines, right? You had all these like macho dudes and macho gals that were like all like hardened soldiers. Go to this place. They bring Ripley, but because Ripley's the only one that's seen these things. For your knowledge, like, you think it's only her, but the corporation knew about them, and that's why they sent them out there. And these things killed her entire team. And so she's going there not so much for oh, let's go find if they're real. She's going there, no, we have to take them out. Like, these things are dangerous to humanity and everything, right? And I feel that's kind of like where we're going with this. It's like, it's a mission. They're going to bring this guy on. This guy has other motives. And I feel with the jungle scenes and stuff like that, it's going to be very Lost World and JP3 with the jungle. The jungle's going to be like a main character in this too, you know? And
yeah.
I think that in itself is going to make it a good movie. But yes, I'm going in there very, very like, I don't know if it'll be good or not. I don't want to disappoint myself. But from what I've seen, I'm very happy. But at the same time, I have that thought, you know, that voice like, don't get too happy about it, buddy. You know?
Yeah, dude, I totally feel you, because like any of the ideas that I've come across, I'm like, is that gonna be weird to go down this route or that route? And you know, it just feels like all the synopsis and everything that they've given us officially, it's like, it feels like there's some part of this story missing, some connective tissue. So how this all plays out and who backstabs who or whatever happens, because you know it's going to happen. I'm really interested to see where it happens. And for a while, I've had one idea in my mind, and if you go back and listen to old episodes, you know, you'll know who. But I'm wondering now if it's like going a different direction, and maybe, I don't know, like maybe completely different direction that I'm like, I never thought of before. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting movie, and I can't wait to see what the heck happens and what it looks like. And because like, I feel like we've gotten different visual vibes from like some of the images. Some are like really saturated, some are like dulled out, and like it's all in a field. Phil, shout out. I'm gonna say field because he has a drinking game. I think now that like every time I say field, he drinks. So sorry, Phil, you're drunk. But yeah. Anyway, I think, you know, once we get away from that field and see what the heck's in the rest of this movie, I'm gonna be much more excited. And you know, it was like when Dominion came out and I watched that trailer for the first time, man, that was like emotional. That was so much fun to watch that first trailer, and I can't wait for that moment again. So glad it didn't happen. Like, people were wondering if it was going to happen on Christmas and stuff like that. I'm like, please don't like make me like do some work on like a holiday like that. But
Yeah.
I'll have to duck away from whatever, if there is like a gathering of people for the Super Bowl, I'm gonna have to go and hide in my office and be like, hey guys, it's podcasting time.
Well,
so don't mind
honestly,
me.
you
I'm gonna
can-
be screaming in a basement.
Well, if that does end up happening, man, I can jump on with you because I'm not big into football.
Yeah.
Soccer is my game and hockey. So basically, the Super Bowl for me is more like, what kind of snacks we got and what are the commercials. That's it. Yeah, I never know who's playing. I never care who's playing. So I definitely can like jump on.
I forgot to follow up, but did the Red Bulls win? Do you follow that soccer at all?
No, I follow Europe and South America.
There was like they were in like the championships. Oh no, the Galaxy won. Oh no. So sorry, Red Bulls fans.
Yeah.
Anyway, tangent.
Yeah, I follow Spaniard, La Liga, and I follow Premier League in England, and I follow my teams in South America, and that's basically. And then of course World Cup whenever it comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm a baseball guy. When baseball comes around, that's my jam. But yeah, I think honestly, dude, I think we've hit really all the topics, everything that we could discuss for the most part. I'm sure there's some things in there that we're missing, and of course, we could have probably gone into detail on like so many like toys or different aspects of events and things. But yes, I would love like some sort of 10th anniversary event or something we can all go and meet up at, or I hope from this year is that like with this new movie coming out and maybe with some new branding techniques and things, I hope they really utilize like the community in like a really fun and interesting way and get people hyped on what this new movie can be, because like from everything we've heard and read, it's like it's a new tone. They're really trying to recapture some of those feels and stuff, but like it's still at the same time something new and different. So, and at the same time, they really need to, I think, bring people back in, and I think you need to use fans for that.
Mm-hmm. I think as well, like one thing that I can tell fans that are listening to this or will listen to this, right? If you want a feel of what you think this movie, like you want to know how it's going to feel, I say go into Gareth Edwards' catalog and watch his movies.
Mm-hmm.
He brings this type of, he immerses you into a world. That's what he does. And that's what I love so much about him being the director. He is a huge Jurassic fan. If you didn't like Godzilla 2014, then I can't help you. But if you did like it, the cues and things that he did, he said in interviews back then, he used the Spielberg formula. He said, I love Jurassic Park. I wanted to show Godzilla in the way that Jurassic Park was shown. You show little bits of the dinosaurs. He's like, there's only 15 minutes of dinosaur footage in Jurassic Park, and you give him, he's like, I give you what I feel you need to get into the story. And then there was complaints, not enough Godzilla and blah, blah. And then the other one, they said it was too much Godzilla, not enough. I don't know. People are never satisfied with the MonsterVerse, unfortunately. But
I love it. I love them all. They're so
much
fun.
I love Godzilla 2014. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
The first reveal of him in the Hawaiian airport, where you just see his leg and it just goes up and he's just like that. Oh my God. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
So much Spielberg in that, so much Jurassic in that.
Exactly.
And go back to his movie Monsters, dude. Like that movie's awesome. And
the
very
environment
Jurassic.
that he builds. He builds environments and worlds that you feel that that look real and feel real,
Mm-hmm.
and immerses you into that. Even, did you see, was it The Creator?
Mm-hmm.
That movie is fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. Really great.
It made the world feel real, even though it had androids and robots and a bunch of stuff. It felt like a real world. It didn't feel so like sterile and futuristic like some of the movies try to portray the world. That's why movies like Blade Runner work. Blade Runner is in the future, but it doesn't feel like a future that's not attainable. It feels like it can be real. We're seeing it right now. You look at streets in Tokyo, you look at Hong Kong. It's like all like immersed with billboards and signs and this and that. And now they got drones and robots and stuff like that. It feels like a world that can actually be real. And when Gareth Edwards gets in there, he builds these type of worlds that feel real, even though if the idea is fantastical. And that's where I think that's what's really gonna hit audiences when they see this film. And if I'm wrong, well, that sucks. But I think I'm going to be right about this because I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of Gareth Edwards.
I keep getting scared by this mic stand that I have like a sweatshirt hanging on, and it keeps freaking me out. And I keep thinking there's somebody next to me watching me record, and I keep catching it out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, what I was gonna say was that like if I do have any doubts about what this movie could be, it's certainly not with Gareth Edwards, and I think that's where my hope lies, right? Like I've loved like pretty much everything he's done. In Rogue One, my favorite Star Wars movie, like the dude killed it. Like, and I know there's discrepancies there, but like
that's right, like, he did Rogue One, dude. Yeah,
but like there's so much good content in his backlog there, and I'm so excited to see, like, that's where my faith will lie. I'm so excited to see what he's gonna bring to this, and that's like you had said earlier on, like that's the one guy, like if you point to somebody you would want, I always say like I want Bryce Dallas Howard, who just released, the latest episode of Skeleton Crew, did another phenomenal job. Like I want her to direct Jurassic one day. But like Gareth Edwards is also that person too, where I'm like, we need him, and here he is. So I can't wait to hear more from him and get more of a vibe from him and get real, not just like articles and like, very, just very,
see him in interviews, like video interviews.
Yeah, I want to see like real stuff, not just like something that's like edited and figured out. Like they all, cut it together to make it seem like this is what we want everybody to know. I want to see the real stuff. I want to see actors talking about it, more stuff with David Koepp, and I'm so hyped, man. Like I am very hyped, even though it's like I'm keeping it low, my expectations low, but I am still very hyped.
And that right there, my friend, is the event that they should do for Jurassic World Anniversary. They did it for JP25. They had like Goldblum. They had a couple. They have Colin there and stuff like that. That's what they need to do. Have a round table before the movie comes out in July. Have it either in June or have it. I honestly, April, May would be good too. Have that round table where fans can go see Gareth Edwards, David Koepp, and maybe some other two people there are part of this film. Maybe Scarlett Johansson, but I don't know. She's working on so many things. But have those people there and really get to see from their point of view how this film is going to go about before we know all about it. It'd be nice to see, like, once like the main trailers come out, have that be part of like a celebration for Jurassic World 2015, 10-year anniversary. Would be cool to be like special guests, David Koepp, Gareth Edwards, and then have like a talking piece with them. That's where Universal should go, because then you get to talk and ask questions. Maybe there's certain things they can't answer because the movie doesn't come out, but that you could see, like, maybe from the director's point and perspective, and also the writer's perspective, where they wanted to go with this and where they want to go in the future with this, and they could say certain things that won't ruin the experience of the movie. How awesome would that be?
Let's go.
It's simple. Universal.
Make it happen, Universal. Come on, let's go.
Make it happen. Come on.
We
give you so many ideas, and we don't ask for any money. Like we've been giving you free stuff for 10 years, Universal.
For 10 years. I did reach out on like social media and stuff just to see what people said. I'll read through a few of them right here. Our buddy Carlos here says Jurassic Park Survival and Rebirth is something. This is all like what are people most interested in seeing for 2025. So Carlos said that. Scully, it's me, says trailer / hype and going to the movie with the family. Yeah, dude. For me, like that's the same. Like I showed my son all of the movies at this point. So now it's time for me to bring him to his first Jurassic movie, where
that's cool.
he is 7 years old, gonna be 8. That's exactly me in 1993.
That was me too.
You know?
Yep, that was me.
So that was us, dude. Look at us.
I was 6 turning 7
yeah.
when it came out. I didn't see it till I was 8 something turning 9, and then I saw it, like I told you, on that tiny black and white TV.
Yeah,
the first time I ever saw that movie.
And when you were yelling about not going to the theaters with your uncle, I was like, yeah, but you would have missed out on that experience of seeing it, on the TV and stuff. You would have.
Yeah, that's true. Because I saw it on that TV, and it was like the worst way to see that movie. The TV was tiny, man. It was like a 10-inch screen, and it was like, and it had the, that like bar that would come down the screen, like this all the time, and the color would change, and it was. I
want to see things like that again, though. Like I want that experience again. Like, I've got a 70-inch TV, but like I want that analog experience again. Like there's something about it.
Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube. I it sucks that I never remember the name of these things, but there's a guy on YouTube that's done like Jurassic. It's like called Jurassic Park Black or Jurassic Park Analog, and it's like these videos that this person created.
I don't know. Yeah.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
They're so
it reminds
cool.
me of that video game too, like kind of like that kind of vibe.
Yes.
Yeah, here's one from Ethan Dino 52. It says, if the rumors are true, I'm definitely looking forward. Yeah, I had to read that slowly to read ahead to make sure. But no, it says, I'm definitely looking forward to the new toys and Lego sets. So that'll be cool. We didn't talk about Lego at all. Like that would be, that's going to be great. I look forward to those, seeing what they're going to be.
I can only get some of them. They're so expensive.
I know. Yeah. I usually pass on a lot of Lego stuff for Jurassic, but especially because the sets are small, but like very expensive for Jurassic for some reason.
You know what I do? I kind of go just for the big set, and that's it. Because it's like I get a lot from one big set, and then I don't have to worry about the small ones. But then again, there's like dinosaurs in each one. Like one I wanted was a Brachiosaur one. Couldn't get that one. I have the Nedry and for the JP30. I have the Nedry and Dilophosaur that was given to me from a client, actually. One of my clients actually gave it to me as a Christmas gift. And the visitor center, my girlfriend gave me that as a gift for my birthday. You know, so I have pretty much those and like one more set, I think, of like the JP30 ones. But they're
they are very expensive.
Same. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, Spinorex 123 says Rebirth and JP Survival are at the top of my list. I'm not going to read this one fully, but it's from Alfred_Barwick, and it says a beep blank trailer. You fill in the gap there with a word that you would deem correct. The Jurassic artist says Jurassic Park Survival ? Probably more likely 2026. They say so. Yeah, who knows? It might be. Victor Unboxes the World says Chaos Theory Season 3 and with more Kenji. Right in line with what you were talking about before. And Jacko5697 says Jurassic World Rebirth, absolutely. I think that was all there. I think I put it out also on Blue Sky. That was Instagram. Let's see what Blue Sky says. I just put these out not that long ago, so I didn't really get.
Yeah, I gotta get on Blue Sky.
Dude, it's a good place. In Harm's Way has said here, Jurassic Park Survival, bar none. I want in-depth lore from Isla Nublar. 100%. Like that's what we need. We need like. And I don't want them to be like, this didn't actually happen. It's soft canon, blah, blah, blah. I want this is real. This happened. This is something that really happened on Nublar after our heroes were there. Like, we need this to be a real thing, real lore. That's what I hope,
We had that with the Telltale game. At first it was like, this is what happened. And it was like, no, that's soft canon. I'm like, there's good parts of that game. I like that game.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not like a hardcore game like, a AAA big time game would be maybe what we expect out of survival, what is it called? I always forget the name of this game. Whatever. Survival.
No,
Survival. Yeah. But yeah. So that was anyway. That was everything we had from social media there. Again, I didn't really get a chance to put it out too early, so that thing over there scared me again. I gotta stop this recording. This thing's
I've been
keeps
trying to
freaking me
get.
out.
I've been trying to get. Toasty woke up, and I'm trying to get him like to, come here. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pick him up and just put him as before we go. I'll show you him.
I'm gonna get my trusty microphone stand that has a sweatshirt hanging on it over here and bring it next to me. So here's the microphone stand that's been scaring me this whole time.
Oh my god! And here is this little toaster oven. It's like they call him. There he is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, he's playing with the string now. No. But that's him. That's Toasty.
Oh, anyway, so as we wrap up here, where can people find you online? What have you been up to? You have anything to talk about before we head out?
Oh yeah, I do actually. I'll try to make it short. I'm on Instagram, of course, even though the page has kind of been a little dead, but I've been doing a lot of other things and tattooing and this and that. But on Instagram, JJAYE, just like the name is, but there's an underscore between the J and the Jurassic. That's on Instagram. I'm technically on Twitter still, or X, but I'm on there because I'm in a group with a lot of like fans, and we get to talk about a lot of these rumors and stuff. But that's honestly the only reason I'm still on there. I do not talk on there. I do not post on there. It's that place is a mess. Then I'm on TikTok as well with the same name. And what I am gonna say that I've been working on a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be putting onto my Etsy store. That's Petticoat Lane. That's the store. And it used to be Chaos Customs, but I changed the name to Petticoat Lane, kind of like as a homage to John Hammond. You could actually see the sign back here. You see it?
Oh yeah,
Petticoat? Yeah. My girlfriend got me that a little
That's
while ago.
awesome.
So I created a logo for it. I'm trying to create it into a kind of a brand for my custom stuff and all that. I have orders of the Dilophosaur slime in new packaging, looking real nice. I'm working on the formula to make it work. I've been working on this for months, but I have to check like how it looks, how it works for T-Rex P, which will feature a very favorite dinosaur of Brad's that I'm drawing the DNA card right now. Spinosaurus. It's gonna have a card with the Spinosaurus information, stuff like that. I laminate the cards. I make them really cool looking, and then from there, I'm just it's mainly gonna be Jurassic Park and dinosaur related stuff. But I am doing also like a diorama for the Batman. I have a Batman figure.
Nice.
I'm creating the gargoyle to stand on. It's gonna have lights. It's gonna be red like the poster. It's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna be doing stuff outside the realm of Jurassic. Just make it just like kind of like a one-time, one-off kind of replica stuff and custom stuff for collectors and fans. So like if you want like something from a certain movie, I can make that or whatnot. But it's not gonna be like these prop stores online that have like multiples. It's gonna be kind of one-offs.
Yeah.
Like it's just me working on it. It takes time. Like I'm not a corporation. I'm not a robot. So, but yeah, I'm going to bring back the store full force this year. I've been working on it in the shadows last year, dealing with a lot of personal things. And that's why I've been very quiet online. But I have this whole big strategy to just really go all out with it this year, especially with the new movie come out. I want to kind of attach the moment to that and just create a lot of cool stuff that I want to see myself with my action figures and that I can give to people that might want stuff as well. I don't think I'm going to go the full 3D printing realm that some of my friends do, like creating certain parts for dinosaurs. I don't know about that. I'm gonna go more of the diorama type set, like creating dioramas for figures to put on and kind of display them nicely. Visitor center piece or lab piece, stuff like that. I enjoy making those more than I do actually making figures at the moment. Is that out of the realm of things? No, but as for right now, I'm not in that realm yet. I'm more into creating timepieces.
Nice.
So look out for that stuff. That's what I'm working on.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'll fade it. Oh my god, that thing freaked me out again, dude. And I just brought it right next to me, and I'm like, this thing's getting closer and closer to me. Yeah, I gotta.
I think that's just a fan, man. He just wants to know what's going on. Is it a Jurassic Park shirt?
No, it's a Beetlejuice sweatshirt.
Oh, that makes even more sense, man.
It does.
It's a ghost.
And it's a ghost host, like with the most. It's just.
Life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but there it is. There it is. I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
That'll do it for another episode of the Jurassic Park podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning into this episode and sharing in your love of the Jurassic franchise. Long episodes like this, I'm always like, are the people still listening? I questioned it for many years, but you all answered emphatically and let me know a while back that you love the long episodes. And I know recently I've kind of steered away from them, more so to just get to expand the content, to get it over multiple weeks and stuff like that. So let me know, are you still liking the long episodes, or do you like it when I split them up? I honestly don't know. I kind of just split them up for my own self-preservation. But I appreciate whatever feedback you ever have to offer. But as always, a huge thank you goes out to Jay for joining me once again. I know I told him that it was going to be multiple episodes, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go out with a huge episode here for 2025. But thank you as always, Jay, for joining me. It's such a blast to talk about our nostalgia together and hear Jay's thoughts, because it's always super insightful and well thought out. So, Jay, thank you again for joining me to kick off another year. We're going to have to do it again next year. So thank you again. And as always, please shout out to our podcast host, Podomatic, for giving us a place to upload the podcast each and every week. Everybody out there, please stay safe, be kind in 2025. Let's continue to fight for representation, change, and equality in the Jurassic franchise, but more importantly, outside of it, in the real world. Let's go ahead and make the world a better place. 2025 is going to need it, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to myself for the outro. Take it away.
Saddle up, let's get this movable feast underway.
Continue the conversation with us on Threads and Instagram. Watch our content on TikTok and YouTube. Find us on the web at JurassicParkPodcast.com. You'll find today's episode show notes, articles, contributor bios, and so much more. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, our website, and wherever else podcasts are found. So please be sure to follow along and share with your friends, family, and fellow Jurassic fans. If you haven't already, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will read your Apple reviews at the end of most episodes, so be sure to spare no expense. Don't miss our Wednesday night live streams, toy hunts, reviews, in-depth bonus content, gameplay, event and theme park coverage on our YouTube channel. If you want to get a hold of us or participate in the Jurassic Mailbag, you can fill out the contact form on our website or send emails and MP3s to JurassicParkPod@gmail.com. Feel free to call our voicemail line at any time to leave us a message or just to say hi. That number is 732-825-7763. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, enjoy.